The
Stupid
power of
people
your yeah.
are more evil than dangerous people.
The power of your reputation. Your weirdness is your strength. How to stop wasting your time. The curse of immediate success. Why you shouldn't relish being attacked. What does that mean?
Why you said what?
Why you shouldn't? Why you? Oh no. Why you should relish being attacked?
Wait, I said what?
Why you should relish being attacked? Let's watch that.
I really like this one. Being attacked is a sign that you are important enough to be a target. You should relish the attention and the chance to prove yourself.
Yeah. Well, you want if everything is easy in life, if everyone loves what you're going to do, and you have no enemies, you have no opposition, nothing to resist, you're just going to be mush. You're not going to amount to anything. You're not going to be able to push yourself. You're not going to be able to change, evolve. Muhammad Ali said, if I didn't have Joe Frazier around, I would not have become the great boxer that I am. I mean, he would have been a great boxer anyway, but a nemesis like Joe Frazier put me on a much higher level.
Is there not a line in Batman where the Joker says, "I complete you"? If he doesn't, there should be. But it seems like the sort of thing that Heath Ledger said in there. But it is the truth. Though without the Joker, what's the Batman?
Yeah.
And I love the idea you should relish the chance to prove yourself.
Who you guys playing?
Robert Greene on the.
You know who Robert Greene is?
I have all his books.
Do you really?
I'm reading his book Mastery.
Huh?
I'm reading his book Mastery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like I seen his interview talking about the book, and he said it's like one of those books where like he tried to create it as if like you like what is the number one book you would want when you're stranded in a place where, let's say in an island, and like you want one book. What's that one book that's gonna help you like through the journey of like, and there's this like person that he mentioned, I forgot his name, but it was like building a boat.
What is it called?
How to build a boat or something like that.
Not how to survive a journey for dummies.
Well, okay, well basically,
What is that?
dude, that's not funny, bro. That's not funny, bro.
They have that. You know they have those books.
For dummies, yeah, of course, yeah. And even though, like, even if it's called for dummies, I would still read it because it will make it more comprehensible.
I guess so. I mean, there's still good books. Any book's good. You just pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Wouldn't you want to read a book that says for dummies?
No, not really.
Nah. Even if,
I had plenty of chats.
what if they break it down so much easier?
I still wouldn't read it. I mean, I seen plenty of books. I never picked them up.
Or we're watching right now. It says why you should relish being bashed.
Why you should relish being bashed?
Yeah. So basically, like, if you don't have any enemies, any person that's opposition for you, you're basically gonna become mush because you have nothing to like go like at least become better or sharpen yourself. Because if everything goes according to the way you believe, then you would basically be mush. But because you have enemies, then you have something to be getting sharp based on.
That's what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Pressure is a privilege
That's what you guys say.
Yeah.
in that way.
Yeah. When I was doing the book with 50 Cent, The 50th Law, I was very kind of timid, and I decided to make it really a book about 50, because I was kind of like, he's the celebrity, who am I? So I wrote a very 50-centric version of the book about his business, etc. And nobody liked it. In fact, the publisher canceled the project. And here I was, my reputation was on the line. It could have been a humiliating blow to me. Okay, so...
You want to keep watching it? Hold on, I'm gonna get something.
Another publisher comes in and says, Robert, change the idea. You mean to make it more about you, and not less about him, but more about you and your style and your ideas.
The intersection.
Yeah. So, oh shit, I spent a lot of time working on this, because if you do that, I'll publish the book. I go, oh, well, my reputation, I'll be ruined if I don't. Okay, and so, all right, I'll do it. He goes, okay. The bad news is you have 8 months to do that. I worked like a fiend. Now, I didn't have an enemy here, so, but the challenge, it was like I was in a boxing ring with Joe Frazier, right? I had to raise my game. It was the first time in my writing career, writing books, that I was facing failure, real failure. If I didn't succeed in that book, 50 would have thought something was wrong. And we'd announced the publication. People, I would have maybe recovered, but it would have been a major blow. And I had to make that book happen. And it brought out the best in me. It made me do things that I'd never done before. It built up my self-confidence. So it's the equivalent of somebody doubting you, because there were a lot of doubters around. And a lot of people thinking, well, Robert's kind of finished here. We thought he was this, but he's not really. And so having that kind of pressure, like we talked about deadlines, and having people doubt you, it can crush you, but it can also make you a lot stronger. It can make you a better fighter.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Where vibe coding meets drag and drop freedom. We'll see about that. All right, let me try to make up a site to sell some like theoretical Sambucha kombucha. Make me a site about Sambucha kombucha. Make it look nice and pretty and highlighting the product. Refine my prompt. Okay, let's do that. All right, that's so much better. All right, generate my site. So now Aria, my AI assistant, is planning things out a bit, so I'm gonna let it cook. Okay, just finishing the build, and wow, are you kidding me? I typed in like the dumbest prompt, and then I refined it, then I generated a site. Now I have an actual website. Oh, and I like how I have full customization. Like, look at this. I could just change the text, I could change the corners, the formatting, the menu, or I could ask Aria. I really like this hybrid approach where AI does like a bulk of the speed work at the beginning, and then I have the control to customize it at the end. It blends vibe coding, agentic AI, and drag and drop all into one editor. And here I am in the center just making any adjustments I want. So with Wix Harmony, you get flawless functionality, total security, and lightning speed from the get-go.